We are G Cubed, and last week we got our first look at Microsoft's new project, Scorpio. The first official look.
Yeah.
Thank you, Digital Foundry, for kind of putting it into a language that we can all understand. There's some.
Can we all understand it?
No.
Okay. Because there's a lot of people that just didn't know.
There's some pretty interesting things going on in here, and I think this gives you a direction into the way that they're going to market this thing. Because this is definitely not like the casual audience. They went to Digital Foundry, who are notorious for like the hardcore porn of like dissecting technology. Like we counted the scan lines on the TV. It's 900p. Like it like that level.
Performance porn.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I could chop your sentence up to like super incriminate you.
I'm sure you could.
Just like hardcore porn.
You could make like the best like soundboard
for Mark
of the things that I've said just tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
Just tonight. In any event, Digital Foundry partners with Microsoft to give us 2 videos. We actually got look at Forza running in 4K, 60 frames.
Beautiful.
And they were able to whip that together in just 2 days.
Unoptimized,
2 days, 4K, 60
running
frames.
At 80%?
80, yeah, on an old dev kit that's running at 80% power, targeted power.
Unbelievable. Now, I think you're a little bit, you're about balls deep into the details. Off the top of your head, what are some of the things that you saw in these 2 videos that kind of?
Let me attack the thing I was disappointed about.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's go.
Let's start with that. I like to take that out of the way, and then we can go up.
Let's get the bullshit out. Let's start at the
bottom. The Jaguar CPU, 2.3
yes.
gigahertz. I guess they upclocked it 31% compared to the 1.7 gigahertz. And the Pros has a 2.1 gigahertz Jaguar CPU, but like I think because of all the hype, when I was watching the video, I'm gonna take you on a journey of me watching the video. I start watching it, I get really hyped, and then I'm like, it's gonna be Ryzen, and then they're like, it's Jaguar CPU 2.0. I was like, what the fuck, man? And then I was upset, and then he was like, and I was like, this better fucking be good. And it was. He was like, basically that on the, what's it called? The the command processor, I guess it's the GCP. They have DirectX 12 built into the hardware.
There's over 5 dozen optimizations for existing engines and things like that. Just in there.
See, he was saying that the draw calls, it's like, normally there would be thousands of instructions. They got it down to 11 instructions. So they made it super efficient.
Yeah.
And I understand why they had to stick with... There's 2 reasons why they had to stick with the CPU, Jaguar. It's going to be easier for you to do backwards compatibility to run the older games, the Xbox One games.
That makes sense.
But also cost effective to make it not super expensive at the end of the day, whenever it's released.
There's some speculation that this thing is launching north of $650.
That's stupid. And I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I know any more details than everybody else, but like, I think that the things that they have going for it, as far as it being able to be a lower price, is that it's using that same just the upclocked CPU.
Yeah. And
all they're really doing is they have 12 gigs of DDR5 memory. They didn't go for DDR5X. It's not HMB2. It's just that. So like. PlayStation 4 vanilla, it came out with 8 gigs of DDR5, and that was 3 years ago. So like it was 400 in a launch. All they're doing is adding 4 extra gigs. The only other thing on top of that we know of is the cooling, which could cost a little bit more. It's not brand new technology. It's just not normal in a console.
As far as raw power, don't get me wrong, it's going to be the most powerful console on the market. But to me it looked like just relentless optimization.
Yeah.
And just like I equated it to like going underneath your hood, pulling out fucking everything, and then putting everything back in, but like with proper like management and care.
And that's software.
Exactly. You talked about getting it down to 11. Like that's literally like we threw out everything that we had before and we took everything we learned and applied just a brand new theory.
Yeah.
And from that, you've always been able to get higher performance out of consoles just because of what you're using the resources for and like what they're dedicated to. I'm excited to see what we have with a lot of the software that's implemented into this thing.
Yeah, I'm dying to know what Joe thought about the. And they've done more than one video. There's 4 now.
He
Like,
goes, shit sucks.
This is garbage. PC Master Race. Don't trade in your Xbox
Suddenly
right now.
gets flowing blonde hair.
Yeah.
behind him.
You're like, don't trade in your Xbox. Throw it away.
The money that you would have gotten from that would be tainted, so you shouldn't use that for your computer. But no, like I watched the Digital Foundry video and I'm impressed. I was always intending on buying one anyway. I also hope I got rid of my Xbox with the intent of buying the Scorpio whenever that came out. And that hasn't changed. Like I'm absolutely still kind of in line already to pick up that system. What is the biggest thing is that we still haven't heard a price.
Yeah.
Which I guess probably they'll say that at E3, but like I feel like this was the big announcement.
I think
Where was the price?
I think that's going to be their biggest announcement.
Oh, we don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, we don't know what it's called. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know the price, and we don't know the release date. Although we figure it's
That'll be
November,
the E3
I imagine.
I can tell you what it's going to look like. It's going to be a black box. That's what it's going to look like.
What if it's a pyramid?
Then they're idiots. 'Cause that's not going to fit anywhere in anybody's like setup. It's just going to be a black box, which I think that's something that this kind of whole thing is cool because like people are getting away from but what does the system look like? What does the controller? Nobody gives a shit anymore. Well, it's about what's inside the box that matters.
They showed that picture.
Yeah, that's what
from
matters.
day one. That was Scorpio. It was a chipset.
That would be hilarious though if they got it and it was just like a clear box with that. That'd be pretty
That's pretty accurate to what it actually ended up being too.
Those PC cases with just like the acrylic over it,
except for the CRAM or VRAM, I should say. But
oh yeah, but see, it says 4K there, so
yeah.
Okay.
So
it says 4K.
I love how it says that on the processor.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. But I'm impressed, but I'm not overwhelmed. I guess like I'm not. If I had to pick between PC, well, take PC out of it. If I had to pick between Sony or a PS4 Pro and an Xbox Scorpio at this point, I would probably still go PS4, mostly because Rick doesn't play video games with me. So
I get on. All you have to do is say, well, you don't even have one right now. So
when I did though, you didn't play any video games. But no, like it's just where the majority of my friends are.
And I don't even really play with friends anymore. I don't have them. So I would say that if I had to choose between one or the other,
just give me my name. I'm gonna give you my gamer tag.
Just get out of here.
I would right now, knowing what I know about the software lineups for both systems, I'd get a PlayStation. Just because they have more games that I like playing right now. They have MLB.
That's
have
another
Horizon.
thing that I found odd about the reveal was like, hey guys, we did all this really cool optimization. Look at Forza again.
It's always look at Forza.
This was. You should have expected that. Like, if you had been paying attention, you would have known that was going to happen.
It's always been look at Forza. Every time there's a new platform, look at Forza.
I think racing games are the biggest cop-out when it comes to those things. Stop showing me racing games. I don't give a shit about that.
There's
so few moving parts in that thing.
This event was just to. Well, there's more to it than that though, because there was it's running at 4K resolution with 4K assets. Every car is getting the same detail that your car gets, which is not normal.
I understand that.
You know, and they put it up to ultra settings, and it went to 88% GPU usage.
That's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That is not low. People are going like, that's crazy, that's awesome. 88% is a lot.
88% is steaming.
88% is a lot, but not when it's the second day unoptimized running at 80% power.
True. I'll give you that. But 80% like asset utilization, like I'm starting to sweat.
That's
in my room.
Yeah. Well, my computer's toast.
To give you, all right, to make it a comparison, 1080p Forza 6 running on the Xbox One was doing 90%. That was already at 90%. That
sounds like a shit
system.
If that's the case.
Well, what I'm saying is,
it's like 62% at the high 7.
For the old game?
No. For ultra settings, it was at 88%.
Yeah.
it went from between 88% to 100.
Which is crazy to me. I understand that the
I mean,
thing's
it's-
not out
it's-
yet,
it's-
and
it's-
like it's
It's
for
performance
2 days with
it's
no
performance
optimization.
coming out of a
Right.
1070.
Yeah.
You know, that's nothing to be like
I have a 1070.
scoffed at.
But I also don't think it's something that should be celebrated either. It's like 88%.
I think for a console, it should be celebrated.
I think for a console, maybe we don't have that conversation because a lot of the people don't know
Maybe.
what like.
They probably don't care.
I think some people that might not know, but maybe they're interested, might be like, oh, so we've seen like the peak of the system already.
They're like, I mean, it looks good, but so did God of War when
But
it
like
came
you,
out.
like we knowing what's going on, only 2 days of actual work going into that, I still
That's
think that's
cool.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
For 2 days with no optimization at 4
Oh, yeah, 2 days.
fucking K.
Yeah.
At 4K, like that's a big deal.
Ultra. Yeah.
With 60 frames, like that is a big deal because hardly any like 0.02% of PC users can enjoy 4K 60 frames right now.
I was gonna say
Very
I
difficult.
could, but I cannot. I get about 45 frames at 4K, and that's on certain games.
Yeah, certain games.
Like
Certain
Paragon,
games.
I was able to pull that at 40K. Like it floated around 45 to
Just say
30.
40K.
When this
40K, Warhammer 40K, Vermintide. It's
when
such a
this
stupid
system
game.
comes out, it's gonna be more powerful than most PC players like rigs.
And the cool part is 4K TVs, man. The prices are just falling out the bottom, baby.
Oh, I did hear something about it supporting FreeSync also.
Oh, that
For
would be
monitors.
outrageous.
So-
yeah, that would be fantastic.
I mean, don't quote me on that. Double check that.
No, no.
the
quote-
free sync,
quote him on
G sync,
that.
like depending on which team you play for,
Rick
green
said-
or red, like that is like a god tier. Like,
Yeah.
But I
upgrade.
mean, like that's really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing if they do that.
completely eliminates screen tearing. It's fantastic. But that's what we think. Maybe you can tell us what you think in the comments. Are you excited by the Scorpio reveal? Do you have any ideas? What would you have done? How you make it better? What do you do at E3? Let us know. If we earned your like today, bop that button. In the meantime, hit subscribe for more content like this. More off-color jokes, I'm sure. Been a rare form past couple of days.
Great.
We'll see you next time.